Kelly Boltina, and I am the publisher of the Lennox Independent and T Weekly newspapers. We have a company called Independent Publishing LLC. I own the company with my mother, Debbie Schmidt, and I've been in the company since 1997 and the owner since 2010.
My name is Ann Homan. I am the sports editor for the T Weekly and Lennox Independent newspapers.
I started working in the newspaper in advertising in 1997 after graduating with a degree in graphic communications from Southeast Technical College. And at that time I was working with my mom, Debbie Schmidt, who owned the business at that time. And in 2010 I decided to become a partner in the business, and we started a second newspaper then, T Weekly newspaper. I decided to become a partner in the business because there were some things that I wanted to try, such as starting the newspaper in T. I saw the opportunity there for growth as a company, and I really wanted to be at the forefront of making those decisions and how that came to be. I would say one of the most challenging things that we've had to do since I've been a partner in independent publishing was starting our newspaper, T Weekly. So the T Weekly was started in 2010, and we created that from scratch. So we had to go through all the legal steps to become a newspaper, a legal newspaper for the county, the city, and the school district. And coming up with the business plan and working out our financials and everything, I'd say that was the most challenging. The most rewarding part of owning your own business for me has been the ability to have ideas and run with them. I think being able to just come up with something new and explore how that will work for our business has been really rewarding for me personally. Not to have to run it up the chain of command to get approval, but to be able just to do what I want to do and see if it works. Sometimes those ideas do work and sometimes they don't, but as a business owner, it's on you to figure out the best steps to get your business to grow and to succeed. I would say one of the things that surprises me about running my own business is that you have so much work to do all the time, and there's never any real vacation that you get. Even when you're on vacation, you still have to make sure that everything's getting done. At least that's how it is for our business here, because we are a small business. I think as the owner, you have to be willing to pitch in and do whatever job needs to be done. My advice for young entrepreneurs is to have confidence in yourself. I think that so many young people coming out of college feel like they don't have the ability or the knowledge that they need to start something, and I think you're undervaluing yourself. And I think it's important to know that most business owners, when they first start, feel those nerves. You don't think, oh, I can't do that, it's not time, but it is. And then it takes those bold people to step forward and strive to reach their dreams and goals. And so I would say just having the confidence to try something, and whether you succeed or not, the chance you take on yourself is always worth it.
Each day at the paper is just a little bit different. That's kind of why I like the job. But on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, the bulk of it is just getting the papers out. On Monday, we really work hard on the Lennox paper, and on Tuesdays, we're really working hard to finish up T, and then Wednesday, we wrap them all up. And then the rest of the week, I'm at different games, taking pictures and gathering information for the next week's paper, and also working a little bit on our social media sites.
What's your job?
There's a lot of exciting aspects to being the sports editor for the weekly newspapers. One fun thing I got to do was go to an NFL game one time, and I got to go to interview actual NFL players, be on the field with them, taking photos, and that was a great aspect that I didn't think I would get the opportunity to do here. Third thing in my day-to-day probably would be actually getting to write the sports stories. I really like diving into the stats, talking to the coaches, getting that information out there, trying to talk about each student athlete. I feel like that's important to get their name out there and give them some credit for what they're doing.
Good job.
My least favorite thing probably about my job is I do have a lot of night activity, which sometimes can take away from the family life aspect, but it also is rewarding in that you can take your family to it, and hopefully they also develop a love of sports and in the community. Sometimes people think just the sports editor, I mainly do sports-oriented things, but I also lay out the paper. I do a lot of a social media aspect of stuff. I help with proofreading. I do cover school board meetings, so there's kind of a lot of aspects of the job that don't actually deal with sports, but you just kind of work overall with the whole community newspaper. I attended the University of Sioux Falls and majored in media studies. I found that was really helpful. It also exposed me to some photography, which I use on a weekly basis in this type of job. And I worked at the newspaper at school also. Media studies allowed me to develop a lot of different skills, which I utilize every day here at work. I would highly recommend it and get as much experience as you can when you're younger. Maybe even look at some internships while you're in high school. And when you first start off in college, if you can get into some of those internships early, you can kind of focus more on your specific area that you would like to go into the career of.